Hey there, guys. Well, it is a beautiful day here in England, and I wanted to actually thank a very, very special friend because without them, I wouldn't be sat here today making this video. Um, I wasn't really feeling like getting out of bed this morning and going to my AA meeting, and I'm really glad that they just told me, something I've heard before, when you don't feel like doing something, especially when it comes to something like that, it's usually the time you really need to do it. There's a reason you're supposed to be there. And sure enough, they were right. And this person's very, very special to me. So this video is really dedicated to them um, and all the support and help and love they've given me in my life so far. Now, I've always struggled with the program having sometimes such a religious idea to it. I mean, AA's talked about being a spiritual program, not religious, but I get so hung up on the word God. It's just a three-letter word. But because of my upbringing and because of what I was taught to believe and because of what I missed out on in my life, I find I still struggle with that. And this meeting today was really interesting. It was all about your higher power, your God. And it brought me to realize a few things. One of the really big lessons I think was that a lot of recovery, when you're in active addiction, you cloud everything in your life. You become completely self-focused, self-centered. You're not really a nice person to be around, and everything revolves around your addiction, either using or finding a way to use or when you're going to get something next. And what it does is it fogs up your whole mind. It fogs up your whole life. Fogs, I said. And what that means is that you miss out on the beauty that's around you. You become so focused on one thing that you miss on all this beauty. I mean, just look around here. Okay, I'm sat in some woods right now. The sun's shining, and I can hear birdsong all around me. And when I was using, I would have never even noticed that. It was there all along. And it's kind of arrogant, I think, in a way, to say that there is no energy source. There is nothing that is greater than us. I believe there's something greater. You choose to call it God. I choose to call it the universe. It doesn't really matter what we call it. It's the fact that we believe in a power, something outside of ourselves. We get outside of ourselves and we get out of our own way. And because when I was living my life, when I was making all the decisions and I was in charge, I was my own God, my life really didn't go anywhere. And it's interesting for me that I battle so hard to let go of that old belief system. And it's like an internal battle. And what I realized today in the meeting, and I've heard it before, but it really, really sank home, I guess. It's all about it's about a journey from your head to your heart. And that is what everything's about. When I get stuck in my head and thinking and trying to analyze and realize why things work and why things don't, then that is when things start to become difficult for me. I start to ask why. And you can't always reason things. You can't always find an answer for things. Things just are because they are. And there doesn't always have to be an answer. And forever asking why, forever wanting to know why, means I'm living in my head. And when I do that, I miss out on my heart. And it's about that journey from head to heart. And whether it's Buddhist, whether it's Islam, whether it's Christianity, it's all about the same thing. It's about something greater than you, something that you can rely on, something you can believe in, something that makes you know everything's going to be okay. And for years I poo-pooed that idea. For years I said, that's just for weak people. Well, the truth is that everyone needs that. Everyone needs that feeling of comfort, that way to be, things might be really tough right now, but I am just where I'm meant to be right now, and everything's going to be fine. And however you come to that realization, whether you call it Buddha, whether you call it God, whether you call it Allah, it really doesn't matter. I think to me, this may be a little controversial to some people, and I apologize if it is, but it's like there's this big elephant, okay? And one person grabs the trunk and says, "Hey, this is what it's all about. This is my God. This is everything." And someone else is grabbing a leg, and it's completely different. But it's all part of the same thing. It's all part of a life force, something greater than us. I mean, look around you, look at the birds singing, look at the colours. And is it really possible that this was all just chance? Does that really make sense? I don't think it does. There is something there, and I don't know what it is yet, and maybe one day I will too will say, hey, it's God. And maybe I will find a deeper belief in me. But for now, it doesn't matter. It's about progress, it's not about perfection. It's about core things that you learn. When I was an addict, I didn't have any of these things. I didn't have any acceptance of anything. I had no tolerance. I had no compassion. It was all about me. But it's about learning these life principles. It's learning how to be tolerant. It's learning acceptance. It's learning humility. It's learning selflessness. It's learning to do things for other people. The whole program of Alcoholics Anonymous is about an addict helping other addicts. It's about getting outside of yourself. So, I don't know. I don't know the answers. But what I know now is I don't need to have the answers. That everything is okay. Everything's always going to be okay. And it's just about enjoying the moments. It's about seeing the beauty. Someone talked about their flower and just how amazing it was to watch this flower develop and how magical it is. And I think sometimes in our busy lives, we get so caught up in the day-to-day things that we forget to look around us and take that time just to enjoy what's there. There's this whole world. There's this spiritual connection between everything, And I got that when I was a kid, That's the funny thing. And I still have that. When I go out and I watch the birds, I don't need to know how they're doing things or why they're doing things. I'm just enjoying being in that moment. I'm just enjoying being one with nature and being part of it and realizing that I'm just a small speck in this huge tapestry of life and just enjoying what's out there. So guys, I hope this resonates with someone. I hope this helps someone to maybe put some clarity, or maybe just to take that journey a little bit more from their head where they're all twisted up and trying to figure everything out, to just really feeling things from the heart, and just knowing, having that deep knowledge that, you are who you are, and everything's going to be okay, and you have the power to do whatever you want. So I hope this inspired someone today, guys. Thanks so much, and again, thank you to the person who showed me the love and the compassion and cared enough to say, hey, I really think you ought to go today. That person means the world to me. Thanks again. Take care and have a beautiful day, guys.